Five Nights with Mac tonight. Oh boy. This has to be one of, if not the most popular series on my channel to date. If you're a subscriber on this channel, you know about Mac Tonight. It's everywhere here. A few days ago, I took down the final max mode of the series, 620 mode of Five Nights with Mac Tonight 2 Remastered. And since we're done with the series, I decided to do a couple of things as a send-off to the series. One is a stream of every max mode of every game, and the second is this. A list of every Mac Tonight game ranked. Now before we start, I'd like to make it clear that I love all of these games. The games that appear at the bottom of this list aren't bad in any way, they're just games that I don't prefer as much, / don't like as much as the games that appear higher on the list. I'll of course have good things to say about the lower ranked games, but they're lower on the list because of having either less mechanics or elements that are overshadowed by other entries. Alright, now that we've got all of that cleared up, let's get to the rankings. Number 7. To start off this list, we have the original Five Nights with Mac Tonight, released in May of 2017. Now again, I don't hate this game. Quite the contrary. This game holds a special place in my heart. But compared to the other games in the series, it's pretty simple and doesn't have a lot in it. You have cameras, you can shut your office window, a vent overheat to get rid of Hamburglar and Chris, and you have a generate sound button that wards off Mac and Ronald. And that's pretty much it. That's all the game has. The positives? For 1, it's a classic. 2, it has great replay value. 3, it honestly makes you want to get McDonald's. Listening to that menu music will make you want some McNuggets or burger, 100%. Number 6. Next up, we have the Halloween reskin of the original Five Nights with Mac Tonight, released on Halloween of 2017. This is basically the exact same game as the original, except everything is Halloween themed, from the rooms to the office to the characters. While this game is pretty much identical to the original, I like it a little more because of how it looks and the character themes. I love Michael Myers, and seeing Mayor McCheese as Michael Myers is just so much yes. Hamburglar as Freddy Krueger, even more yes. And let's not forget Candy Corn Grimace. He's amazing. Overall, while this game is nearly the same as the original game, the Halloween spice makes it just a little better over the original. And that's why it's just a tad higher on the list. Number 5. Moving up a tad higher on the list, we have Five Nights with Mac Tonight 2, released in June of 2017. The one that takes place in a warehouse. Now, a lot of people don't really like this game, and many say that it's a reskin of the original. Personally, I don't see how it's a reskin. Sure, it has very similar mechanics, but the visuals are a lot different, and the redesigned characters and new ways to get rid of them really make the game feel like a sequel. Now, of course, I don't like this game as much as the other entries, but I did enjoy it when I played. It'll be fun to revisit the max mode on it when I do that all max mode stream. The positives on this game? The ambience. It's creepy AF, voices are great, and the game gets fairly stressful and very challenging later on. Especially Night 6. I still have nightmares trying to beat that. This game is fun to play, but the games coming up are even more fun. Number 4. Now we're getting into the middle of the list, where the quality of these games skyrockets. And this remake of the classic Five Nights with Mac Tonight is no exception. Five Nights with Mac Tonight Remastered, simply put, is amazing. Released in March of 2018, it did the original game justice. The voices, the visuals, the gameplay, it's very well done. I had loads of fun with this game, and while the mechanics in this one are fairly similar, it's done so much differently that it feels like a completely different game entirely. Instead of having to hold the window closed as someone appears, you have to pull down a panel and use the drive-thru to make them leave, and there's a vent repair and speaker repair that makes this game so much more stressful and exciting. Is Mac going to show up while the speakers are being repaired? I surely hope not. And in this game, there's a way to get rid of Birdie and Grimace, which is a huge plus, since you couldn't do anything about them in the original, and they could easily screw you over. Being able to deal with Grimace is very satisfying, and this game offers one of the most challenging max modes in the entire series, which you will see when I do that max mode stream. Number 3. Now we've reached the top 3 of this countdown, and the third place spot goes to the third official game in the main series, Five Nights at Mac Tonight 3, released in June of 2018. This game, at least to me, is the one that stands out the most compared to the rest of the series. It's like the Super Mario Bros. 2 of the Mac Tonight series. It takes place in a different timeline, and it's on a freaking boat, and you have to use water to protect yourself. How cool is that? Have you ever seen water used as a defense mechanic in a FNAF game? I definitely haven't. The atmosphere is fantastic, with creepy boat sounds and water sloshing around. And be careful, because Hamburglar is crawling around in the ceiling trying to get to you, like something right out of the movie Alien. It's just, wow. Overall, this is one of the most unique Mac Tonight games, and I highly recommend this. Just don't get seasick. Number 2. Second place on this list goes to the extremely spooky Five Nights with Mac Tonight Halloween special released on Halloween of this year. Now, before you assume anything, this is not a Halloween reskin of Five Nights with Mac Tonight Remastered. It's a completely different thing, a brand new game made specifically for Halloween. This game has it all. A very creepy looking Mac-O-Lantern, a return of Ham Kruger who will kill you if you don't put down your monitor quick enough, a Shadow Ronald who appears in your office and will murder you very fast if you don't take his picture quick enough, and even Myers McCheese who has his very own theme music when he shows up in the hallway and is about to kill you. And don't forget Speedy, who will try to kill you in the same way Mac does, or Grudgy, who is trying to escape a freaking cage to get to you. And of course, we have the oh-so-famous Candy Corn Grimace, who's back to disable your scare attractions, which are your only means for defense against Mac and Speedy. If you're down for some spooks, this is definitely the game for you to play at any time you're in the Halloween mood. Number 1. Well, here we are at the top of the list. I'm sure you all know what I'm giving the top spot to. It goes to what I believe is the best game in the franchise, Five Nights with Mac Tonight 2 Remastered, released just a few days ago on November 2nd, 2018. Here are my reasons why this game is the best in the Mac series. First, the visuals, of course. Just like Five Nights with Mac Tonight 1 Remastered, it feels like a completely different game. Second, the mechanics are a lot different, and the similar ones that do return from the original second game are dealt with completely different. First, the way to fend off Mac, Mayor McCheese, and Birdie have been completely changed. You now have security locks to defend yourself, and each of the 2 locks have battery power, and if someone gets into your office, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You're dead. The vents are now handled differently as well. Each vent has a lock and unlock system, and if you leave a vent locked for too long, it will overheat and take a long time to cool down. And speaking of vents, Birdie is now a vent character in this game, so you have 2 characters to worry about in the vents. Grimace is exactly the same, and if he pushes you out of the cameras, you're most likely screwed. And best of all, there is a shop. A shop! After you finish each night, you have a chance of finding a wallet, and you get coins from it. Once you get enough coins, you can buy things in the shop that will appear in your office. This encourages the player to replay the game, since you can keep earning coins and you can get more stuff for your office. Overall, this is the best Five Nights with Mac Tonight game in my opinion. It's absolutely amazing. Well, there you have it, all the Five Nights with Mac Tonight games ranked. Let me know what you think of the ratings in the comments, and what your favorite Mac Tonight games are. Remember, these rankings are just my opinion. If you don't agree with this list, that's perfectly fine. It's all in good fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like if you wish, and subscribe for more gameplay content. A link to my giant Five Nights with Mac Tonight playlist is in the description, and is on the screen now. See you guys next time, and keep an eye out for that Maximo stream soon.